Today is August the 26th. Today, we see the rebuilding of temple worship. Reading through the Bible in a year today, I'd like you to read 1 Chronicles 4 through 6. Now, I mentioned yesterday that part of the purpose of the book of Chronicles is to give a new focus to the history of Israel. One of those foci is Judah. Judah is the tribe that returned from exile, so there is a focus on Judah. We actually see that in 1 Chronicles 3, where it talks about the descendants of David and the Davidic covenant, one of the other foci. Chapter 4 deals with other descendants of Judah. At the end of chapter 4 and throughout chapter 5, other tribes are mentioned. But chapter 5, verse 26 ends, the Assyrians exiled all these to Halal, Habor, Hara, and the Gozan River, where they remain to this day. Those are tribes that live distant. They are not part of those who return from the Babylonian captivity. Then in chapter 6, we have a focus on the priestly line first, then the Levitical line, then musicians in the temple, Aaron's descendants, and territory that's separated for all of these people throughout Israel. Part of the purpose of Chronicles is to help Israel reestablish temple worship, so they focus on things like this. Enjoy today as you read 1 Chronicles 4 to 6.
1 Chronicles 4 through 6, New Living Translation, 1 Chronicles 4. Other descendants of Judah. The descendants of Judah were Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Shobal's son Reaiah was the father of Jahath. Jahath was the father of Humai and Lahad. These were the families of the Zorathites. The descendants of Etam were Jazreel, Ishma, Itbash, their sister Hazielponi, Peniel, the father of Gedor, and Ezer, the father of Husha. These were the descendants of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the ancestor of Bethlehem. Asher, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, named Helah and Nearah. Nearah gave birth to Ahuzam, Hefer, Timni, and Haeshteri. Helah gave birth to Zereth, Izhar, Ethnan, and Kaz, who became the ancestor of Anim, Zobaba, and all the families of Aharel, son of Harum. There was a man named Jabez who was more honorable than any of his brothers. His mother named him Jabez because his birth was so painful. He was the one who prayed to the God of Israel, "Oh, that you would bless me and expand my territory. Please be with me in all that I do, and keep me from all trouble and pain." And God granted him this request. Caleb, the brother of Shua, was the father of Mir. Mihir was the father of Eshton. Eshton was the father of Beth Rapha, Paseah, and Tehinnah. Tehinnah was the father of Ir-Nahash. These were the descendants of Rechah. The sons of Kenaz were Othniel and Seraiah. Othniel's sons were Hathath and Meonothai. Meonothai was the father of Ophrah. Seraiah was the father of Joab, the founder of the Valley of Craftsmen, so called because they were craftsmen. The sons of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, were Eru, Elah, and Nahum. The son of Elah was Kenaz. The sons of Jehalelel were Ziph, Ziphah, Tiria, and Azarel. The sons of Ezra were Jether, Merid, Epher, and Jalon. One of Merid's wives became the mother of Miriam, Shammai, and Ishba, the father of Eshtemoa. He married a woman from Judah, who became the mother of Jered, the father of Gedor. Heber, the father of Sokol, and Jekuthiel, the father of Zanoah. Merid also married Bithiah, a daughter of Pharaoh, and she bore him children. Hodiah's wife was the sister of Naham. One of her sons was the father of Keilah the Garmite, and another was the father of Eshtemoa the Maacathite. The sons of Sheman were Amnon, Rena, Ben-Hanan, and Telon. The descendants of Ishai were Zohath and Ben-Zohath. Shelah was one of Judah's sons. The descendants of Shelah were the father of Lekah, Laada, the father of Marishah, the family of linen workers at Beth Ashbea, Jocham, the men of Kozabah, and Joash and Sheraph, who ruled over Moab and Jashabi-Lehem. These names all come from ancient records. They were pottery makers who lived in Netaim and Gedera. They lived there and worked for the king. The sons of Simeon were Jamul, Jamin, Jerub, Zohar, and Shoal. The descendants of Shaul, Shalom, Mibsam, and Mishma. The descendants of Mishma were Hamuel, Zakor, and Shimei. Shimei had 16 sons and 6 daughters, but none of his brothers had large families, so Simeon's tribe never grew as large as the tribe of Judah. They lived in Beersheba, Moladah, Hazar-Shul, Bilhah, Izam, Tolad, Bethul, Hormah, Ziklag, Beth Markaboth, Hazar-Shushem, Beth Beri, and Sheraim. These towns were under their control until the time of King David. Their descendants also lived in Etam, Ain, Rimmon, Token, and Ashan, 5 towns and their surrounding villages as far away as Baalath. This was their territory, and their names listed in their genealogical records. Other descendants of Simeon included Meshobab, Jamlech, Joshua, son of Amaziah, Joel, Jehu, son of Joshabiah, son of Suriah, son of Aziel, Elioenai, Jeekabah, Joshohiah, Ashaiah, Adiel, Jezemiel, Benaiah, and Ziza, son of Shiphi, son of Alon, son of Jedaiah, son of Shimri, son of Shemaiah. These were the names of some of the leaders of Simeon's wealthy clans. Their families grew, and they traveled to the region of Gerar in the east part of the valley, seeking pasture land for their flocks. They found lush pastures there, and the land was spacious, quiet, and peaceful. Some of Ham's descendants had been living in that region. But during the reign of King Hezekiah of Judah, these leaders of Simeon invaded the region and completely destroyed the homes of the descendants of Ham and the Meunites. No trace of them remains today. They killed everyone who lived there and took the land for themselves, because they wanted its good pasture land for their flocks. 500 of these invaders from the tribe of Simeon went to Mount Seir, led by Pelatiah, Neriah, Rephaiah, and Uzziel, all sons of Ishai. They destroyed the few Amalekites who had survived, and they have lived there ever since. 1 Chronicles 5. The oldest son of Israel was Reuben, but since he dishonored his father by sleeping with one of his father's concubines, his birthright was given to the sons of his brother Joseph. For this reason, Reuben is not listed in the genealogical records as the firstborn son. The descendants of Judah became the most powerful tribe and provided a ruler for the nation. But the birthright belonged to Joseph. The sons of Reuben, the oldest son of Israel, was Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The descendants of Joel, Shemaiah, Gog, Shimei, Micah, Reiah, Baal, and Beerah. Beerah was the leader of the Reubenites when they were taken into captivity by King Tiglath-Pileser. Beerah's relatives are listed in their genealogical records by their clans. Jeiel, the leader, Zechariah, and Bela, son of Azaz, son of Shema, son of Joel. The Reubenites lived in the area that stretches from Aror to Nebo and Baal-Meon. And since they had so many livestock in the land of Gilead, they spread eastwards towards the edge of the desert that stretches to the Euphrates River. During the reign of Saul, the Reubenites defeated the Hagrites in battle. Then they moved into the Hagrite settlements all along the eastern edge of Gilead. Next to the Reubenites, the descendants of Gad lived in the land of Bashan as far east as Selecah. Joel was the leader in the land of Bashan, and Shapham was second in command, followed by Jaani and Shaphat. Their relatives, the leaders of the 7 other clans, were Michael, Meshullam, Sheba, Jorai, Jachin, Ziah, and Eber. These were all descendants of Abihail, son of Hurai, son of Jeroah, son of Gilead, son of Michael, son of Jeshishai, son of Jado, son of Buz. Ahai, son of Abdiel, son of Gunai, was the leader of their clans. The Gadites lived in the land of Gilead in Bashan and its villages, and throughout all of the pasture lands of Sharon. All of these were listed in the genealogical records during the days of the kings of Jotham of Judah and King Jeroboam of Israel. There were 44,760 capable warriors in the armies of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. They were all skilled in combat and armed with shields, swords, and bows. They waged war against the Hagrites and the Jadarites, Naphtushites, and the Nodabites. They cried out to God during the battle, and he answered their prayer, because they trusted in him. So the Hagrites and all their allies were defeated. The plunder taken from the Agrites included 50,000 camels, 250,000 sheep and goats, 2,000 donkeys, and 100,000 captives. Many of the Hagrites were killed in battle because God was fighting against them. The people of Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh lived in their land until they were taken into exile. The half-tribe of Manasseh was very large and spread through the land of Bashan to Baal Hermon, Sinir, and Mount Hermon. These were the leaders of their clans: Epher, Ishai, Eliel, Azriel, Jeremiah, Hodaviah, and Judiel. These men had a great reputation as mighty warriors and leaders of their clans. But these tribes were unfaithful to the God of their ancestors. They worshipped the gods of the nations that God had destroyed. So the God of Israel caused King Pul of Assyria, also known as Tiglath-Pileser, to invade the land and take away the people of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh as captives. The Assyrians exiled them to Halah, Habor, Hira, and the Gozan River, where they remain to this day. 1 Chronicles 6. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram were Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. The sons of Aaron were Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar was the father of Phinehas. Phinehas was the father of Abishua. Abishua was the father of Bukai. Bukai was the father of Uzzi. Uzzi was the father of Zerahiah. Zerahiah was the father of Meraoth. Meraoth was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok. Zadok was the father of Ahimaaz. Ahimaaz was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Johanan. Johanan was the father of Azariah, the high priest that built the temple by Solomon in Jerusalem. Azariah was the father of Amariah. Amariah was the father of Ahitub. Ahitub was the father of Zadok. Zadok was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Hilkiah. Hilkiah was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Seraiah. Seraiah was the father of Jehozadak, who went into exile when the Lord sent the people of Judah and Jerusalem into captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The descendants of Gershon included Libni and Shimei. The descendants of Kohath included Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The descendants of Merari included Malai and Mushai. The following were the Levite clans listed according to their ancestral descent. The descendants of Gershon included Libni, Jahath, Zimmah, Joah, Iddo, Zerah, and Jetheri. The descendants of Kohath included Aminadab, Korah, Aser, Elkanah, Abiasaph, Aser, Tahath, Uriel, Uzziah, and Shaul. The descendants of Elkanah included Amasai, Ahimeth, Elkanah, Zophai, Nahath, Eliab, Jeroam, Elkanah, and Samuel. The sons of Samuel were Joel, the older, and Abijah the second. The descendants of Merari included Malai, Libni, Shimei, Uzzah, Shimea, Hagiah, and Ashaiah. David assigned the following men to lead the music at the house of the Lord after the ark was placed there. They ministered with music at the tabernacle until Solomon built the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem. They carried out their work, following all the regulations handed down to them. These are the men who served along with their sons. Heman the musician was from the clan of Kohath. His genealogy was traced back through Joel, Samuel, Elkanah, Jeroam, Eliel, Toah, Zuph, Elkanah, Mahath, Amasai, Elkanah, Joel, Azariah, Zephaniah, Tahath, Aser, Abiasath, Korah, Izhar, Kohath, Levi, and Israel. Haman's first assistant was Asaph from the clan of Gershon. Asaph's genealogy was traced back through Berechiah, Shimei, Michael, Baasiah, Melchijah, Ethni, Zerah, Adaiah, Ethan, Zimmah, Shimei, Jahath, Gershon, and Levi. Heman's second assistant was Ethan from the clan of Merari. Ethan's genealogy was traced back through Kishai, Abdi, Malach, Hashabiah, Amaziah, Hilkiah, Amzi, Bani, Shemer, Malai, Mushai, Merari, and Levi. Their fellow Levites were appointed various other tasks in the tabernacle, the house of God. Only Aaron and his descendants served as priests. They presented the offerings on the altar of burnt offerings and the altar of incense, and they performed all the other duties related to the most holy place. They made atonement for Israel by doing everything that Moses, the servant of God, had commanded them. The descendants of Aaron were Eleazar, Phinehas, Abishu, Abishua, Bukai, Uzai, Zerahiah, Merariah, Amariah, Ahitub, Zadok, and Ahimaaz. This is a record of the towns and territories assigned by means of sacred lots to the descendants of Aaron who were from the clans of Kohath. This territory included Hebron and all its surrounding pasture lands in Judah, but the fields and outlying areas belonging to the city were given to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So the descendants of Aaron were given the following towns, each with their pasture lands: Hebron, a city of refuge; Libnah, Jatir, Eshtemoa, Holon, Deber, Ain, Jodha, and Beth Shemesh. And from the territory of Benjamin they were given Gibeon, Gema, Elameth, and Anathoth, each with its pasture lands. So 13 towns were given to the descendants of Aaron. The remaining descendants of Kohath received 10 towns from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh by means of sacred lots. The descendants of Gershon received by sacred lot 13 towns from the territories of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali, and from the Bashan area of Manasseh east of the Jordan. The descendants of Merari received by sacred lots 12 towns from the territories of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. So the people of Israel assigned all these towns and pasture lands to the Levites. The towns in the territories of Judah, Simeon, and Benjamin mentioned above were assigned to them by means of sacred lots. The descendants of Kohath were given the following towns from the territory of Ephraim, each with its pasture lands: Shechem, a city of refuge in the hill country of Ephraim; Gezer, Jokneam, Beth-horon, Ajalon, and Gath-rimmon. The remaining descendants of Kohath were assigned the towns of Aner and Bileam from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, each with its pasture lands. The descendants of Gershon received the towns of Gohan in Bashan and Ashtaroth from the territory of the half-tribe of Manasseh, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Issachar they were given Kedesh, Debrith, Ramoth, and Adam, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Asher they received Marshall, Abdon, Hukuk, and Rehob, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Naphtali they were given Kedesh of Galilee, Haman, and Kiriathaim, each with its pasture lands. The remaining descendants of Merari received the towns of Jokneam, Karta, Rimmon, and Tabor from the territory of Zebulun, each with its pasture lands. From the territory of Reuben, east of the Jordan River, opposite Jericho, they received Bezer, a desert town, Jahaz, Kedemoth, and Mehaath, each with its pasture lands. And from the territory of Gad, they received Ramoth and Gilead, Mahanaim, Heshbon, and Jazer, each with its pasture lands.
Scripture reading by Emily Herrera. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Email your questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. If you live in the Greenwood, Indiana area and you're looking for a church, we'd love to have you come and visit us. Check out our website at becomehope.com and stop by tomorrow. Church starts at 10 o'clock. See you there.